Okay.
And then when I settle on a strategy, I get scared because I don't know if it's going to work.
So 2 questions real quick. So when you say you have so many different strategies you can pick from, you're talking about different topics for the book? Is that what you're saying?
I know the book topic, but different options to execute a plan. So I could use click funnels to execute a plan to sell
You
1,000
just
copies.
selling it?
Yeah,
Or
just selling it. Yeah, just selling the 1,000 copies. That's my goal. I want to be able to sell 1,000 copies for my next self-published book.
Have you read the book yet? Have you written the book yet?
No, but the book will be. That's the easy part.
Okay.
I'm a writer, so that's the easy part.
Okay. Yeah, you're asking the universe for a guarantee that it will never give you. And you're waiting for a response in order to move forward from a universe that stays silent. And so you're just talking to dead people and waiting for a response. So the thing is the person you should be talking to is the marketplace, because they will always respond. Like when you knock, they will open the door and they will tell you to fuck off, or they open the door and they'll let you in. But either way, they'll open the door, right? Let's play this out the other way. What are you afraid of? Because you seem very upbeat, and you see obviously you've written stuff before, and so I'm not worried about your writing skill given what you've said so far. So what are you afraid of? Okay, so let's play it out. So let's say you have your book and you pick path 1. It doesn't even matter what it is. Pick path 1. Okay, so what happens? So you put it on Amazon. You're like, I'm just gonna put it on Amazon and see what happens. All right, that's the easy path. Okay, then what?
Yeah, I'm scared that I won't reach my number. I'm scared that I'll fail at the goal.
And then what happens?
But then I still won't know how to do it. And I'm also scared because I have self-published a couple books in the past that didn't reach my goal.
Okay.
And I know that feels like I don't want to feel like that again.
Yeah. So let me do this then. Let's reframe this, because I have a lot of experience with setting goals. All right. So I feel pretty confident talking about the topic. Make the big goals that you set things that you can absolutely control. You cannot control how many people buy your book, but you can control the amount of actions that you're willing to take that would make it unreasonable that you don't sell 1,000 copies. And so then you can judge how successful you were by how much you adhered to the actions that you committed to. And so if I were to say, you have to sell 10,000 books, not 1,000 books, 10,000 books, you have to, or you lose your life in 12 months. You just die. That's it. You die. What would you do?
Knock on every door.
Okay. You have the leads book, right? There's 8 different ways to advertise, right? Yeah. And so you know that the more people find out about your stuff, the more people buy it. And you know there's only 4 things you can do, right? You can talk to people one-on-one, you can make content, you can run ads, right? Or you can get other affiliates, you can get referrals once they read your book, or you can get agencies, or you can get employees to help you out. That's what you got.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you know that you have to take those actions, then wouldn't success be, let's play this out a year. Let's say that you did absolutely everything on the plan. Your plan of advertising, of letting people know about it for a year, and you did everything, and you sold 999 books. Would you consider it a failure?
No, that would be a win.
Okay. Now, if you sold 90 books, I just want to reframe this, because honestly, the thing that you're talking about is something that so many people deal with, and it's because you want to control things. You want to control the outcome, and you're saying, I'm only willing to pay this price if there's this outcome. But you're seeing the outcome as the outcome rather than the skills that you develop along the way as the outcome. Because I can promise you this will not be the last book you write.
Right.
And so if you get to 100 sales instead of 1,000, then what's going to happen realistically is that you will figure out the 1 thing or 2 things that actually work to sell books. And then I'll say, do 100 times more of that. And you can either choose to do that on this book, or you can choose to do it on the next book. But the idea of I'm setting this 1,000, because you could have said 1,000,000 books. It doesn't really matter. You're just setting it, you're making up a number and saying, this I feel is reasonable for me. But instead of making the number reasonable, make the actions that would lead to that the reasonable thing. What can you commit to? 4 hours a day of promotion?